Everybody, welcome in to Thunderthon Second Strikes. This is going to be DemonicRobots hosting his workshop for Dishonored 2.
All right. I think everyone...
DemonicRobots, how you doing today?
Live and good to go. Hey everyone, what's going on? My name is DemonicRobots, and welcome to Dishonored 2. This is a stealth action game by Arcade Studios, and we're going to be basically going over the strategies and talk about how to speedrun the game and all of that stuff. So, Dishonored 2 has two main kind of subcategories, and that is Emily and Corvo. There's also another category called No Powers, where we play as Emily, but we don't use any of her blinks or anything like that. That's not really super popular, and that's not really what we're going to be doing today. So, first things first, we're going to be talking about the macro that we use. So in this game, there's bunny hopping and a couple of other tricks tied to it. Normally, if you wanted to do this without a macro, you'd have to have a free scroll wheel, but because it would kind of be unfair for a lot of people who don't, want to use that mouse or can't afford it, we allow the macro, which essentially binds it to spacebar. So for example, on my no board, which is going to be capturing my input, which you can see right next to my webcam, you can see that I am currently scroll wheeling. However, in real life, I'm holding the spacebar. So that's what it does. So we're going to get started here in just a moment. I'm going to do a new game here because I want to go do something really quick. Obviously, we play on the easiest difficulty. We skip the tutorial. Normally, when we're doing our speedrun, time is going to start when we do the first input. So normally, we don't actually do this. We have a quick save file that we use in order to do so because, just there's no point in this timer hasn't started yet. But I wanted to do this. So we're going to be going over Emily Caldwin and Corvo today. They both had different abilities. Emily has a far reach, which is like a grappling hook, and that is the faster category. Corvo has a blink, which is basically just a literal teleport. So I'm going to let chat decide which one we're going to be doing first. So we're going to be going over both, but this is going to be the first one. So make sure to let me know in the chat which ones you guys would like to see. If you want to see Emily or Corvo, either one of them is going to work.
So chat, get involved, Emily or Corvo. Unfortunately, we don't have the ability to do a poll right now. Very soon we will be able to. So just write down in the chat right now which one you want. Got 2 for Emily right now.
Looking good on that front.
Cool, we got 3 for Emily right now.
Alright, everyone's saying Emily. So we're going to be doing Emily first. Play as Emily. Emily is the faster one and kind of the one that I'm a little bit more comfortable with. She's also the fastest. I think we solidified Emily there. Yeah. So normally time is going to start like right at this. I'm not sure, Nico, if you're holding doing a timer.
I mean, if we want to do a timer, we could quickly set one up.
It's fine. We don't need to. So timing would start right about now when we do this. So I'm going to do a quick save here, and I'm going to essentially do the first area to give you guys like kind of an idea. This is a 22-minute, 25-minute, whatever speed run for most people. And there's 9 missions in the game, so each mission takes up like 2 minutes. This first one is literally a minute. So I'm going to go over the first few parts, and then I'm going to show you guys what to do. First things first, you're going to vault out the window. Whoops. Misses the first trick. Vault out this window. Vault into this window. You can get the fast sleep if you have a good angle. This game does not run very well. You cannot keep a stable 120 frames. So what we're going to do, we're going to grab that ball, we're going to jump on the railing so we don't actually get a hard fall. We're going to come over here, we got to kill that guy. So we're going to get this guy's attention. We're going to kill Ramsey. We need to get his ring. We're going to loot it. Instead of getting this cutscene, we're going to actually get hit by that guard, which is why we hit him, in order to take damage, and that skips it completely. That is a very common thing. We can do a lot of damage cancels for animations. We're going to come over here, we're going to unlock the safe room, and that is the first part of it. So I hope you guys are writing this down. It's going to be on the quiz later, but we come into here. This is the safe room. I'm going to do a quick save right here, if it will let me save. I have to wait for this aggro to go up, because I want to show off this trick. Oh, come on. Sometimes you can't do this. Okay, well, we'll show it in a second anyway. Come over here, let's see if I get this. Yes, so normally you have to pick up that right there, and instead we take damage, and then we come to the door. So that's like the first 46, 47, 48 seconds of it. Now I'm going to show you guys what to do. So you start out right here. Normally you have an auto splitter that starts for you. First thing you want to do, open that window. You just do back turn F. Then what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to have your jump bound to 2 different keys. You want it down to the space. Well, technically it's 1, but we use it as 2. Spacebar is going to do my main jumping for a lot of this. However, I can't really do that with the macro. What happens is I get stuck even if I hit it because it's putting in too many jump inputs. So right here, we want to do just 1 input with the mouse wheel because that's a little bit easier to do if it's notched, or basically you're just not inputting, you know, 50,000 just immediately. So come over here, do this. Want to run over here, yet another one right here. If you can get the right angle, you can actually kind of stand a little bit off this ledge and get it most of the time because you have like a lot of room. You don't want to be too close, otherwise you kind of get what I'm doing here where you get that slow leap. So if you come over here, I can't get it right now. Whatever. If you come over here, you can do those 2 quick leaps. It saves about a second each of them that you lose. So after that, we're going to come over here. This is Alexi Mayhew. We don't really have to worry about her too much. And then what you do, you're going to grab this bottle. We need this bottle. It doesn't really matter. You can grab those ones. You can grab this one. There's one on the railing over there. There's one downstairs. It doesn't really matter too much. I grab this one because then I don't have to sheath and it's immediate, but the one technically down there is faster. It doesn't really matter too much though. So we grab the bottle, and what we want to do is we want to jump at a specific angle. We want to land on this railing because if we come over here, like let's say we're talking to Lexi, we pick up the bottle and we come over here and we just jump. Oh, well, I got it there anyway. Let's try that again. It's like such muscle memory to do it. But let's say, you know, I'm coming over here. If I run too close, I catch this railing. If I jump at the wrong spot, this rug has collision, meaning that I end up getting stopped. And if I just kind of jump over this completely, like this, sometimes you'll get a landing, hard fall like that, and you'll drop the bottle. So we want to grab this bottle. We're going to jump over here, land on the railing, drop down. Doesn't really matter those guys. And then when we come over here, so we want to throw this bottle. The reason we want to throw this bottle is we need to kill Ramsey to get the ring off of him. If we kill Ramsey without alerting the guards, they actually get kind of panicked and run away. And then we get a really long cutscene. Actually, let me show you. We get a really long cutscene. So we come over here, kill Ramsey, and because he's a captain, these guys flee. And then when we pick up this ring, we have to watch this really, really slow cutscene of Emily putting on the ring and all that stuff. And obviously that is kind of slow. And then they alert to us. So we want to be able to skip that. And in this game, if you take damage during an animation, it just immediately cancels out the animation and continues on. So we come over here, throw the bottle at him, and then now we're going to kill him. So now that guard is going to be aggro to us and he's actually going to hit us. So what we're going to do is we want to stare at him as we're looting it. We want to wait until he attacks. If we turn around too early and don't see him actually swing at us, the NPC kind of wants to get in front of us as we're doing it. So he'll go all the way around us and then hit us. So come over here, and if this is what happens if I kind of look away from him. He did it anyway. If you normally you want to do like a full 180 here, because then you're facing the doorway. But if you do it too quickly, it's kind of hard because like I'm trying to break the muscle memory of doing it correctly to do it incorrectly. So let's see if I can get it here. So we throw it at him. Slide it here. See how he's like kind of walking over this way to actually hit us? That's kind of what happens. So we want to stare at him for a second and then wait for him to actually come over and swing his sword at us. So we come over here. Throw it. You don't want to throw it too high, because if you do, what actually ends up happening is you knock him out. So that's kind of what that looks like. Like, let's see if I can do it right here. I've done this plenty of times. Also, yeah, that happens sometimes. If that happens, you basically just might as well restart, because you just hit this rug collision. You can like barely see it on my screen, but it just kills all of her momentum. So we're gonna come over here, aim high. I missed. If you hit an MP, oh, I did hit him. Nice. So yeah, he just goes unconscious. I don't know how because it hit this, but he's gone. He's gone, guys. So that happens again. You know, runs dead. So one more time, run over here, jump on the railing so you don't get a hard fall. Come over here. The throne blocked off right here. We're gonna stab him in the side right there. We're gonna get our ring back up, turn a little bit. Usually want to turn the other way. You also want to sheath your weapon. Unlike Counter-Strike logic, running faster with a knife in your hands is actually, like, not a thing. And then you just come over here. So we kind of want to manage that a lot. We can actually do a lot of like really important animation guesses. So run over there sideways. The reason I'm running sideways over here and not just going like this is because sometimes what ends up happening is you kind of get a thing where you vault like that if you try to do so. But if you jump like this, then you don't get that animation. So pick this up. All right, so I can save right here. So normally you want to pick up this gun, right? Because you're gonna need it and the game won't let you continue on. And this is really, really slow. This is like a 20-second animation. That is not something that we want to do. You know, we're speedrunners. We want to go fast. So what we do is we have a couple of options here. The old way of doing it was something along the lines of, I don't remember the lineup. I'm going to do this old one I used to do. We would just throw that up there and then, I missed it. It'll fall back down and hit us. I actually have not done that way in a while. However, what we can do is we can grab this bottle. We line ourselves up kind of with this bullet in this little area. We lean and then we set it up so our icon or our reticle is right on the edge of that shadow and we can still press use on the gun case. And then, boom, we picked up the gun and her spyglass. So that's how much time it saves. We skip that entire animation right there. And yeah, you know, we have it right now. You can see right here. So that's kind of the first area. So let me redo that really quick and like show you guys the proper way to do it. So turn around here. Try to do the double vault. Didn't get too much practice today, unfortunately, so that's why I'm not getting it. Talk to Alexi, give her, you know, the final words. Sometimes Emily gets this dialogue, which just talks over her last, you know, dying words, which I think is kind of hilarious. Gonna come over here, sheathing my weapon, turning around 180. He's gonna hit us in the back. That's gonna skip the animation of that. Come over here, kind of run up on that, climb on the door, climb on the railing, grab the food for good luck. And now we're into the safe room. Then we're gonna come over here and let's see if I get this like first try.
So many nights in
here. Here. I missed it. Let's try that again. The angle is kind of like forgiving, but when you're trying to do this fast, you're pretty much like going for it as fast as possible. There's another runner who's really way better at this game than me. His name's Sierra Death. He's been working on the game for a long, long time, who just does this no problem every time. So that's kind of what that looks like. So we're not done with the mission just yet, but keep in mind during the speedrun, that's about like 47, 46 is usually what you want to aim for there. So less than a minute in. Now we're on to the second half of mission 1, and this is honestly like, if you're gonna learn this game, this is probably the hardest kind of leap. And you're probably wondering, what's a leap? Well, a leap is a very interesting technique. So right now, Emily needs to escape the city. She's being usurped by her ants. Things are bad right now, and we need to get out of here. We need to go to there. Now, obviously, we cannot survive a fall like that normally. However, we're going to do something called a leap. So let's see if I get this first try. That'd be pretty cool. We're going to set up my FPS because this is an FPS dependent game, or an FPS dependent trick in a game that's like not very good at optimization.
So with this trick specifically, are you frame per second toggling?
No, this is completely random. Like right now, you guys can't see it. I have a counter in the top corner. If I'm like looking down right here, this is 120 FPS. If I'm looking over here, it drops down to usually about 110, but it's doing pretty good right now. So
if you actually go to OBS, you can actually allow third-party overlays, which will actually show the FPS.
Yeah. So usually we can get down here like that. So let's try that again. Yes. So there is so many different ways to get down here, but this is the hardest leap because if you miss it, like let's see if I can miss it on purpose right here. I have to break all my muscle memory. This should not work. Yeah, that happens. So you basically just leap all the way down and break her legs.
As true to real life.
Yes. Don't try to do this in real life. But what we can do...
Don't try this at home.
Yeah. So what we do is we have a lineup right here. We just come over here and catch the ledge. And then we do a little bit of a bunny hop right there. And then we come over here and we talk to her. So, what is a leap? A leap is when we unsheath our weapon during a climb animation while we are holding our jump button. So this is kind of what this looks like normally. So we actually do use this in a couple of areas when we don't want to leap, but we want to get a faster animation, because this is always going to be faster than doing it normally. Like if you see right here, like that's really slow. And there are some other ones like right here. I think I can do it on one of these. Like let's say we want to get up. Let's say we want to get up here. That's really slow, and we can just do that. But it has the added effect of giving you an insane amount of speed and distance depending on where you do it. So if we come over here and we line this up properly, this might not work. I'm gonna go, It's a very FPS dependent trick, and this game likes to drop your frames. But that should work. Yes. If you are catching a ledge, it completely negates all fall damage. You literally don't take anything of that. And then we can use it to bunny hop as well. So bunny hopping in this game is a not super difficult. You know, you just hold down spacebar, it automatically puts in the jump inputs. And we want to do another one of those. So we come over here, and you see that? And then you just hold space, and then you see me doing this. This is a block. This is amazing, because this will completely cancel pretty much any falling animation you have. It won't cancel the damage, but it cancels the fall animation. So let's say we fall like right over here. Or usually we, when you take fall damage, here, let me find a better spot. So usually, like, let's say we fall down here. See how she does that roll? That is also very slow. And it can happen during your B hops and completely kill your momentum if she gets any kind of animation whatsoever. But if we go right here, completely negates it. And we just keep on going. It's great. So, the tutorial for this, and if you guys, make sure to pay attention to my inputs. I zoom in because that gets my FPS to about 120. And I zoom back out because it's just easier for me. And then what you do is do that, die, and embarrass yourself. And what we do right here is we're essentially trying to catch that ledge. And then sometimes you'll get these baby ones. Because again, FPS is a big meme in this game.
So how long have you been running this game for?
I've been running this game for a little bit over a month. So not super long in comparison to a lot of the other runners. Usually those guys have been around for a long time. So I'm still really, really new. But right here, so we catch that. So it's essentially we are climbing up. We pull out our weapons while holding our jump button. If we aren't holding our jump button, then what ends up just happening is she cancels that animation but doesn't really go anywhere. So right here, let's see, we want to go here. So literally what I'm doing is I'm doing the leap, and then I'm bunny hopping off that to land here so we don't have to swim in the water. And then I'm holding this to make sure that I don't get a fall animation, which can sometimes happen right here. That is a really hard trick to do when you're first learning the game, but I recommend it. You just don't try to learn how to leap on this one. Leaping is in the entire game. This is the most punishing one because if you don't have it perfect, and I mean like you can overshoot this pretty easily and just break your legs, you have to land it perfectly, and it's very, very like difficult. There's another one that is considered a backup. I find it way harder, where the goal is to land in the water down there, but usually I hit the rocks. So let's see if I can get it. This one is like kind of a backup, but if I get it. Yeah, you land on that rock right there sometimes. But normally you land in the water and do all that stuff, which is a little bit faster, not really, but, or not, it's a little bit slower, I'm sorry, but it's supposed to be easier. I don't find it. So let's say you don't want to do this though. This area has so many different ways to do this. Let's say you don't want to jump over there. There's something called Jericho skip. This is before leaps were discovered. I'm not very good at it because I started playing the game after the leaps were discovered. But if you come over here, you can do this, fall down this way. And then boop, boop, in the water, and then you swim the rest of the way. So didn't expect to get that first try. So Jericho skip, you land on that edge right there, you jump around the corner after landing, and then you walk on an invisible wall to slide down that hill. That is about, I think, like 15 seconds slower, something like that. But, you know, with leaps, you kind of just negate that completely. That was like a really cool strat back in the day, and it's made it much easier. But let's say you don't want to do that. We have another backup, where what you do is you come down here, fall here, turn around so you get this climbing animation, and now you're down there. And then you can do a little bit of a leap right here if you want to. Come on this ledge. Climb all the way over here. Usually you can get a leap at some point. Okay, just not getting anything. This sometimes happens. But yeah, basically you can just do the leap right over there, come down right over here. Let's see, let's try that again. Excuse me, fellas. Just, you know, usually you get this first try, but you don't have to worry about this. And then you land right here. So that's the other one. Basically what you want to do is you want to come to this corner and you want to run and turn around and land on that ledge. You don't want to actually do an animation cancel here because you want that roll since you'll land on the ground immediately below and take less damage. This one's a little bit hard, but if you get here, you're down here, no problem. The only problem with a lot of these backups, other than my leap, or not my leap, but the leap that I mainly do, is that you have to usually use a health potion here, otherwise you die. Let's say you don't want to do that one though. You can come over here.
What do I have to do to help my
You see that gigantic tree? Gonna come down here. Land on top of it, and you're down here again. So that is the main kind of ways to get down there. This game has like a lot of alternate stuff that you can do. Get an autosave right here. I think they have one. I don't have one up there. There's another one you can do. Let me see if I can get back up here. I don't think I can. I can. Nice. This is what all collectibles does. We do another leap, so we want to land over there. And then what we do, let's see if I can get this first try. I haven't actually done this route. Come over here. Ah, shit. Let me try that again. This is what we do because we actually need to collect a painting down below for all collectibles. Just to land on this ledge, catch it right here, come over here, open up that cabinet, grab the painting right there, grab the health potion, come over this way, don't worry about these boys, come over here, and curve all the way around. Usually you can get like all the way over there, and then you just do another one right here. Let's try that again.
Don't make me search the whole place. I don't have time for that.
Yeah, sometimes these ones can be a little bit weird. So, it's really, the bunny hopping is like really like, you don't need to do perfect. You basically just like can continue on as much as you want.
Has it been calculated how fast you actually go when you bunny hop?
I don't really know. I don't think it has actually. But yeah, there's so many different ways to do this stuff. Let's come back over here. We're gonna do this. If you don't think you're gonna make it, sometimes you can also catch that edge as well. It kind of just depends on when you're doing it. Come over here. Come over here. And then you want to talk to her before when she's not looking at you. Otherwise, she gives you dialogue where it's like, lady, you're going to want to talk to me. I guarantee it. And usually we don't. And it's like 5 seconds slow.
Yes, I'm ready.
But we come right over here. And that is mission 1. Took about 20 minutes right there. Not a bad time. So normally, though, that is what we end up doing. What we can do right here is I'll replay it and I'll try and show you what it kind of looks like in a speed run without stopping.
Did you want me to get the timer going for this then, if that's the case?
No, it's fine. Just kind of showing everybody what it looks like.
No worries.
Yeah. Usually I end the section with a 1:12 where I finish up the mission, although that's kind of slow in comparison to a lot of the other runners. Come over here. Take my weapon, stare at him a little bit, make sure he's in frame for the attack. Pick up the ring, jump on this door, climb this railing. You can kind of grab this food. Doesn't really matter too much. The good thing is with Emily, you have a lot of HP to work with.
I spent so many nights in here after the rat
Here,
plague.
grab this bottle. You can also, if you don't want to do that one, I don't really like that one, but it's faster. You can just do that bottle. It's a little bit easier, I found. You have a little bit better timing. And then we're out of the first section.
Until I understand this.
From over here, you can grab that painting if you want to. That's for coins. We don't use the black market shops
Gotta get out of
like
Dunwall.
at all during the run. Whee. It's not really like that useful, so. And then boom. So we just did all of that
Lady
string
Emily.
together, and then here we are.
Yes, I'm ready.
And then of course we have to skip the cutscene. And that is mission 1. There are 9 missions in this game. That is probably one of the shorter ones, but it's also the most reset heavy, and it has probably the hardest leap in the entire game. Because again, sometimes you'll get a gigantic leap, sometimes you just won't get anywhere.
Still aboard Megan's ship.
So first thing we want to do is we are kind of in this outsider world. We want to hit that door because otherwise this will just be a regular wall. Here, I can actually show it. This area is where we get our actual ability and power, which is the main thing that separates Corvo and Emily. In no powers where we don't use these powers, we use Emily still because she has a faster animation of putting on her mask than Corvo. But see right here, we can't go over here. Touch the door. Wow.
And what is this place? Where
So we come over here. This is just going to be some very basic running, nothing special that we can do. And then we get our power from the Outsider, a mysterious figure who functions in a place called the Void.
I'm standing at the edge.
And that's about all I know about him lore-wise. So we come over here. Now we have our Far Reach. Our Far Reach essentially acts as a grappling hook. So we come over here, and we get launched up. Even though we were aimed down there, because we have momentum, it carries us forward onto this. Usually it wants us to go up there. We can just do that right there. And again, you know, it acts as a grappling hook compared to Corvo's Blink. Then we aim over here. Then we hold space. We just bunny hop over to the heart. This is a mechanic where it helps you find runes and bone charms. However, we're speedrunners. We're doing fast things, so we don't really need to worry about that. Thankfully, in the Void, you can like do this as much as you want. Bunny hop over. Sometimes, if you're fast enough, you can scroll wheel. I also have my binds for picking up items on F, you know, the F key, and then scroll wheeling up. So sometimes I'll be jumping and I'll land, and as I'm doing the animation where she kind of does that stumble, because I don't have access to my block, so I can't skip it, I can hit this and it'll pick up the shrine. And that's the first outside part. Also, you get a little bit of a T-pose there if you skip the cutscene. I don't know why. There is a, I'll try and show it off. So Corvo and Emily both have these things called heart cutscene skips. We have a lot of cutscene skips, but this one is kind of a cool one. It saves about, I think, 5 to 10 seconds. Maybe even just a teeny bit more than that. On Corvo, it's relatively easy and kind of worth going for in a run because of how his ability works. On Emily, it's a little bit different. So we come over here, we talk to the Outsider, we get our power. I'll try this a couple of times. I might not be able to show it off because it's very difficult to do with Emily, with how her power works compared to our boy Corvo Atano. So we come over here, we unsheath, and we're gonna do a leap, and then we're gonna grab that thing and then grab that thing. So yeah, it's pretty insane to do. So we want to essentially latch onto that, and then it's gonna fling us that way, and we want to latch onto that thing over there, and then we can get to the end. However, you just usually can't like really do anything about it, so you end up right here. Corvo's easier because he doesn't get flung. When he uses his ability, like you saw like right over here, she kind of can carry that momentum to bunny hop. You can't really do that with Corvos. It's just like right here. That's kind of what it would look like as him. So that's why that one's harder, and kind of like, unless you were like trying to do an IL, which this game doesn't really have for this area, then you don't really want to be going for it in runs. It's kind of just basically a time loss. Like, I think even the world record holder doesn't even attempt it on Emily, just because it's just not worth it. But here we go. We are out of that dream world now, and we're into the main area. So we actually get 2 runes from that, and we're going to use those upgrades immediately. So we come out of here. What I do is I come over here. I wait until I see this, because with the menuing in this game, for me, it's a little bit weird. So I come over here, so I'm aimed on it. Then what I do is I hit tab, mouse over with my powers with my mouse, and then we're going to grab agility. This is going to allow us to get a double jump. And then I use my menuing with my F and my arrow keys and enter. So I select it, F, enter. And then what I do is I have it bound to J as well. So I take my hands off my mouse, I do J and F, and then we pick up the crossbow immediately. Rather than doing it immediately and then having to resituate my hands on the mouse and the keyboard. And then right now we got to go talk to activate this. So we talk to my girl Billy over here, or Megan Foster. We're gonna do a leap over here. We're gonna unsheath, so we run faster. Leap over here, do a bunny hop, and then we hit the skiff. And then right now we just gotta mash through this. This is kind of like the small parts of the games where we actually get to the hard areas. So nothing too special goes on here for the most part. There are a couple of tricks we can do to speed this up. Also, that animation of her putting up her scarf, that is the reason why we use Emily and no powers, because Corvo, he has like this mask, so he takes the mask and puts it on his face. Slower, it's like 30 seconds of time loss. So now we are beginning to arrive in Karnaca. Emily is the princess, or is the empress of Dunwall, and she got overthrown. So we're going to Karnaca to find the conspiracy that overthrew us and learn more about the history and how to defeat Delilah, because she's a witch and she's immortal, and that's 2 very big problems. So right now we are going to go after the Crown Killer. It is somebody who was trying to make it look like Corvo Atano was murdering people for Emily that were talking out against her. So we're trying to find that. And thank you, Cole, for that comment. So this is the first really difficult area of the game, because now we have something called F canceling. So I talked about it earlier. We have our leap, and we can bunny hop from it.
No, it's not on the
You know, that's pretty fast, but we can also do something called F canceling. So if I'm aiming, you can see in the kind of the bottom right corner, it says cancel far reach, which cancel the ability. However, if we time it right, it just for some reason flings us with superhuman speed in a horizontal direction. I don't know why. I'm not a coder, but it just gives us an insane amount of horizontal speed. So to do this area, I'll try and do it really quick. Come over here, F cancel onto this, bunny hop over, grab this rune for later. Come over here. If you land on that 10, you can just B-hop all the way over here, but that's fine. We're going to come over here. Do a leap. Block to cancel the animation. Ah, whoops, messed that up. So you're kind of sliding on that hill, and the one problem is when we do the animation cancel, she won't grab onto ledges as easily, so let's try that again. That's fine. This area is kind of also annoying because your frame rate really takes a dip. I'm at about 90 frames usually. And so sometimes this stuff just happens. We get on the whale. Come over here. There we go. We climb over here. And right over there. Normally you have to do so much stuff. You have to go all the way around in kind of a U-shape to get to this carriage. And you also have to disable part of the tracks. So obviously this way is much faster. So I'll be going over that. So right about the time for this is right about when I'm hitting it, right after I use it. And then I just want to spam F as much as I can. Also, I don't know what this lady's doing with her feet there. This area is very weird. This guy right here, this boy right here, him, and this guy will block you so much when you're doing things. It's very frustrating. Because if you hit one of those guys while you're doing this, either you're going to go careening into the water, or you're going to lose all your speed and stop dead in your tracks. So, come over here, do that, then you land over here. We need 2 more runes in order to unlock, to be able to sprint faster, which saves quite a bit of time. So we grab this one right here because it's along the way, and then what we do is we land in here. And so what we want to do normally is we want to jump and then do an F cancel to land on that, and then we can B-hop off that railing to slide up there. Otherwise, you have to do the leap from that area, and it's just a little bit slower. I want to at least land it once, but sometimes it just doesn't want to play along. So then we do a leap. Again, this one's a little bit more generous. As you can see, we don't need to get it like an insanely perfect every time like the first one. You just need enough to slide up onto this little corner. When you're doing that one, what you actually want to do is you want to aim kind of closer for this, because for whatever reason, it's way easier to slide up this way than it is on this hill. If you go this way, you probably won't make it without using an ability. But here, you'll usually slide up and get on here. Mana management isn't too difficult on Emily. Because of the F cancel, so we're not using it as much. But Corvo, like, you have to be careful about what potions you have and that you're using. And then you just do this right here, do this right here, and then you want to hit this actual lever right here. You don't want to hit the door, because if you hit the door, you get a really slow animation of her actually opening it and climbing inside. Whereas if you just hit this, she's already in the seat and immediately ready to go. So that was mission 2. And now we're heading off to talk to Dr. Hypatia, who is kind of like a werewolf. You know, she's doctor by day, and she's a psychopathic murderer by night who turns into basically a werewolf. I swear there's a good lore reason for it, but we're not going to get too into it. So now we are on mission 3. Mission 3 is a very good one in my opinion. It really shows off like when you can start getting some really insane like movement. Also, this is where the first out of bounds is going to come into place. So let's get started on this. I'm going to make a quick save here. First thing we're going to do, going to grab that and then bunny hop this way. Going to grab this Addermeyer solution that is, whoops, that is our mana potions. Going to climb up here. Going to do 2 cancels, and then we're gonna sheep. I'm picking all this up with my mouse wheel to make it much easier. And then what we're gonna do is gonna come over here. See this? All right, we just clipped through the floor. Grab the bolts, open that door to hit the trigger, grab the rune right there, come over here. What we're gonna do is while we're in the air, we have our 2 runes in order to get sprinting faster. Gonna come over here. Let's see if I get this first try. That skips a cutscene. Gonna come over here, grab the sleep darts, the 2 Addermeyer solutions, and the sleeping darts, or the health potion. Gonna shoot that to destroy the watchtower. Gonna come over here. Gonna do a leap right here. Leap up onto this. Leap onto Megan's boat, talk to her before she talks to you, and that is the mission. So I hope you guys all got that, but that is kind of what that looks like. So let's do that a little bit slower so you guys can figure it out. First things first, we're gonna come over here and we're gonna do a aim like right about there, and we're not gonna jump until after we're in the air. Otherwise, you can sometimes hit some railings. I like to try and bunny hop off this, but sometimes I can't. I sheath right over here, so when I come over here, I can do an animation cancel, and then I'm gonna jump onto that railing. Usually, you want to jump backwards. It's kind of hard to do, and that's why I didn't do it to show you guys that I make sure I got here. You jump back, and then what you can do is you can hold this, and you won't climb on this railing, and you'll start bouncing all the way like right over to about here. And then we want to do another one. We want to make sure we don't have that little icon right there, the arrow pointing up. Otherwise, what happens is she ends up catching the ledge, and that's slow. So I jump in order to make sure that I end up like that. And I do this, do it over here, and we do a few bunny hops. And then I sheath right here. And in this area, I want to try and get through it as fast as possible, so I'm not getting bothered by those guys. What we want to do is we get the Hypatia's key from her office, and we get 2 Addermire potions. And then what we do is we come over here, and then we want to aim up. And then, so what we're looking for is we're coming right around here. We want to get this look to us. I'm just gonna deal with these guys 1 second. Excuse me, sirs. I'm doing a showcase here, if you don't mind. Man, people can just be so rude sometimes. But what we want to do is we want to set this up so our hand is in a specific spot, and that's this spot right here. As you can see, this kind of has a weird bend to it. Like, you can tell the difference between that and, like, I'm trying to get to a bad spot like it was earlier. Like this. You can tell that there's like a bit of a difference in between it. And then when we activate the ability, we are going to immediately aim down as fast as we can. And that clips us through floors. As long as we can get that animation, we can literally clip anywhere. And it's a pretty cool thing because it's pretty much a universal trick. We don't use it in too many spots. Like, it's not insanely useful like you would think, but it's still pretty good. And again, I'm also, you know, using my mouse wheel to pick up all these items except for this one, because I want to try and avoid that note. Then we use scroll wheel to get both that item and open the door. And then my menuing here, my mouse is usually like in a random spot, so I kind of get used to it. Come over here. Hit the ability, F, J, come over here, land on the door, F, and then we have this right here. So this is another animation cancel. I'm going to wait because the blood flies are setting it up so I can't actually save. So, normally you can come over here, talk to her, and then do that. But that's kind of slow. And we don't really like that. We need to kill Hypatia because she's the crown killer. And if you don't talk to her before you kill her, you need to come over here and listen to that tape, and that tape is very slow. So we do a cutscene cancel. Oh, you move. That's not good. So let's show you guys right here what that looks like. Grab this bottle, aim down right here, get next to her, and then clip, bounce it off her butt, and then we skip the cutscene. And then we just do a pistol shot, incendiary shot, and then we move on. So my bindings for it is 1, fire, 3, fire, and then I have my mouse, my ability on 6, but I also have it bound to my mouse on the side. And then right over here, come over here, and we're good. We sheath for quick movement, grab the sleet darts, the Addermire solution, and the health potions. That's to go as fast as possible. And then we come right here. We need to shoot that. That is a whale oil tank. We want to aim a little bit higher up because otherwise we'll miss. Come down here, do an animation cancel. Then we're going to do a leap. I do it with a spyglass to make sure I have perfect frames for that area. We come over here and whoops. Let's try that again. Whenever I'm trying to talk to her as quick as possible, instead of taking my hands off my wasad, I just scroll. So, you know, just a little bit easier. So we'll show you guys again. Over here, bounce it off her. Sometimes it doesn't work for whatever reason and you have to skip the cutscene. This doesn't seem a whole lot of time. It's not like Dishonored 1 where you can't skip the cutscenes. Or most of them. And then sometimes that happens. That happens, that's bad. It's kind of a particular angle, but usually if you build up the muscle memory, you'll get it pretty much every time. Yeah. For whatever reason, it's not working right now. So we'll just continue on. Again, that only saves like a couple of seconds and can kill your run. So get used to that. Then we're going to come over here, aim at that, block to not get a fall animation, come over here, use the spyglass because otherwise you can potentially end up down over that way. And then when you see Megan kind of close enough, you just talk to her. Although if you aren't faster, she'll say, I'll lay low until you've finished, and then you have to wait through all that dialogue, and that's not very fun. And then we come over here, skip the cutscene, match continue, and now we're on mission 4. Mission 4 is the Jindosh mission, which is one of my favorite casually. It's very, very cool. I would highly recommend playing this game casually if you're interested, but yeah. This is kind of the easiest ship area because Megan's right there. We don't have to worry about a cutscene. We literally just do this leap, talk to the skiff, and we're good to go. If only all the other ones were like this, it'd be so much better. You do, Tally. You definitely do. I mean, you've already seen enough speedruns of it, so I'm sure you could just do it from memory. So this is an interesting area. We're on the skiff with Megan. And we finish up here. So our goal is to rescue someone named Anton Sokolov. So we need to do this in a couple of ways. This is the first area of the mission. So what we're going to do is we're going to come over here. We're going to... Oh, whoops. Already messing up. There's a lot of like stuff that you just have to get used to. So we're going to block right here. Going to jump on this. And we want to land on there. So we jump right over here. Right now, our goal is to hit a trigger by landing on this roof. So we need to land on that roof. That's going to send a cart over our way that we need to take. And in the meantime, we actually have a bit of time to come over here and grab that solution. You get 4 blinks per solution. So that basically just gives us 2 blinks right there. We also have time to come over here, grab that health potion, and then... Sorry, buddy. Out of my way. I'm going fast. And then we grab the handle instead of the door. So we'll do that again. So essentially, we're basically just hitting a trigger, getting a potion, and then heading back to that trigger. And then we get there right on time. We come over here, jump onto this, come over here, jump onto that light, jump onto the roof. We want to hit right there, block that because we're going to be going that way later. We fall right over here. You can cancel the animation if you want to. It doesn't really matter too much. You literally just land on it and kind of fall. Come right over here. I do a double jump and I make sure I see that she is catching the edge. Otherwise, she won't be able to make it. Grab this health potion. Kick this guy out of the way. I block in case that guy tries to hit me. And then we hit the carriage. And then we skip the cutscene, and then we have another leap. So these railings that these carts are on are actually electrified. You can see the stuff arcing off of them, which is not very good for us because if we stand on that, we take damage, which isn't good. But if we jump on it and continuously jump on it, we usually don't take damage. So I'm going to heal up here just in case. You can also grab this Tivian pair. So we need to do a leap because we need to get over that way. There's a couple of ways that you can do it casually. You can run all the way around that way and go around and use an ability to cross a bridge. You can get the code to continue on and open this gate right here, but that's slow. So what we're going to do, oops, wrong button, is we're going to do a leap. And as you can see, didn't take any damage. So again, you'll see that's a very common thing of do a leap, hold block, and hold jump. And then we just end up right over here, and we don't have to do any of that. Sometimes what can happen is you can be running on this, and you'll take damage from electricity, but usually you have enough health where one of them is going to be okay. 2 of them usually kills you. So we come over here, do a little jump up. Well, that was weird. Sometimes that kind of happens if you get stuck on these rocks.
The mansion has a
and again, when I'm jumping, usually I don't want to hold it like this because I can't do an animation cancel. I need to be blocking. And sometimes if you're not careful, she'll like catch this edge right here. It really depends. Like that. Usually that can sometimes happen. And then we go into the Jindosh mansion. Now this level is very cool because you essentially pull mechanisms and it changes the layout of the mansion. And you can also get behind the crevices and the back areas. Very cool level casually. This is a very interesting one because there's a lot that we got to do here. We need to do 2 things. We need to kill Jindosh and we also need to rescue Anton Sokolov.
All right,
So we spawn in here. Normally you go through here. If you're a newer runner, I would recommend grabbing that Addermire solution. So you come over here, catch that, and we need to change that handle. That'll change the layout of this area. However, you need to do it somewhat quickly, because what we're going to do, we're going to hit the handle, we're going to use our pistol to open up a window, and then we're going to leap up there. So we need to do a lot of stuff really quick. So let me come over here. I'm blocking so I don't hit any railing. Sometimes you can do it without it. Then we're going to come over here, and then I need to hit a whale oil tank, because that will destroy this wall of light. I do a bunny hop over here, catch this Addermire solution, open it up right here, hit the configuration lever. What that's going to do is that's going to... Whoops, I missed it. I'm going to redo that because we're actually on a timer. Jindosh is walking around this map like just, you know, doing his own thing casually, and we want to hit him, or at least attempt to hit him, before he activates an elevator. So let's try that again. Come over here, get the Addermire solution, this configuration lever, jump up. I'm going to sheath my weapon right here, make sure I'm not getting too close to any railings. Pull out my incendiary bolts, aim up, hit that, do a bunny hop over this way, sheath my weapon, grab that solution, try not to grab the wine bottle or the note that's there. Come over here, grab that health elixir, run through this way, open the door right here. Hi Jindosh, what's up? Come over here. So we got it before that, so what I do is I usually come right here, land right there, to cancel all my animations, sheath my weapon, whale oil tank out of the way. If you walk through that, you'll die. And then we need to set up a out of bounds, or a clip, I'm sorry. So what we do there is we aim at the ceiling, and the moment I see it hit the very edge, like it goes from up on the ceiling to down on the floor, drag my mouse down or you know, use the power and drag my mouse down. It has a little bit of a different timing compared to a lot of the other ones because of the angle. I kind of drag it a little bit slower than I usually do. It's really hard to tell, but usually when I'm doing the other ones, I'm like this, whereas with that one, I'm like this. Although a little bit faster, but there's just a subtlest difference. If you do it too fast, it tends to not work. We land on this. I wait for this to be right about there. We don't want to activate it fully, so we want this to go up. Hit that right there. Now, normally you want to talk to him. He's like, oh, thanks for saving me, but I'm going to pass out. So we go around that by shooting him in the butt with a sleep dart, and right there. Now, something could kind of happen right here. I'm going to try and get it first try. That wall's going up. Sometimes, if you are not careful, you will get caught back, which is okay. You just stand on the trigger platform and then move on. If you are standing while that is going up in there, you'll kill Sokolov and yourself, and that's slow. And then what we're going to do, we're going to climb up right here. Going to run over here. Sometimes there's guards there, but they don't bug you. Climb up here with him. Hit that button. Going to do a bunny hop. I want to be a little bit careful because I'm actually like, you can bunny hop with Sokolov, but you can drop him very easily. And then we come over here. I hit F as soon as I see the prompt. I don't want to hit it prematurely because what you'll end up doing is you'll drop Sokolov, and that's not good. Because then you have to, you know, come outside, go back inside, pick him up, wait a second for it to register that you picked him up, and then do it again, which is slow. So we come over here, and then this is going to take us all the way back to that beginning area. Now, there is something that can happen here where what ends up happening is we actually get stuck. So I'm going to give you guys an audio warning because when we get back to the platform, there's like a little like ashtray thing. I don't know what it is exactly. It just goes shooting off in some random direction. No reason why. I'm guessing when they were making the map, the collision had it so it was stuck in the ground by accident, like just by a pixel, and it tries to, you know, force it out because it's not supposed to be there. And so sometimes, very rarely, it'll hit Sokolov and break the mission entirely. I've had it happen more times on Corvo than Emily, so I don't think it's going to happen here. Let's see right there. And it's gone. And it can hit Sokolov, and you can't pick him up. So right in this area, there's a bunch of witches, and we don't want to deal with them because they're very annoying, and they're very difficult enemies if you're playing this casually. So we need to get back to Megan's boat. So we jump right over here. We want to try and land on those railings because then we don't get a fall animation. We don't drop him. We want to use one thing to bunny hop all the way over this way, and then you can use another one right here to fling yourself down and be a little bit faster. However, I don't do that sometimes. It depends on what my mana consumption is. And then we come over here, talk to Megan, and that's the mission. You could throw him into the water. However, I did that one time and killed my run because I threw him too far and I didn't get to Megan in time and he drowned. So be a little bit careful there. But now we are on to mission 5. And I want to get a save point here as soon as I can because this is timing based. So in this area, there is something called a black screen bug, where for whatever reason we get a really long black screen. However, if you are fast enough, you actually can skip the black screen. So how do we do this? Well, let me show you. I'll try and get it right now. Or no, I'm on the wrong one. Whoops. This is another outsider mission. So if you remember earlier we got our powers, this is the same thing. I got confused there, I apologize. So we come out right here and we're in the void.
But somehow different
This is where the game makes you feel bad for poor Delilah, all this stuff. Ooh, boo-hoo, you know. And normally you have to like watch like this really long movie thing and all that stuff. We can skip one of them. We have to watch 2 others. So I'm going to show you guys hopefully how to skip this first one. And what we're going to do, we're going to jump right here, double jump over here, get that roll, and we're just going to hold jump as we climb up this vine thing. Literally just holding space until we hit that. Then I'm going to reorient myself right over here. And when I stop climbing, just walk off and boom. We hit the trigger for the second thing right here. As you can see, they're overlapping. And we would have had to wait for that to climb down over here. And then we get this. So that saves like 15, 20 seconds. And then normally you can jump a little bit faster. I didn't do it, but you can kind of jump on that thing and then you'll land on this invisible platform. But then you come over here, strange presence, and then we got our last cutscene coming up right here. Your mother kicked off while you were out begging. I've played this area a lot and have a lot of this dialogue memorized. The good thing is, like, this is kind of a nice break after you land that little cutscene skip. But now we're going to get back into it. And this is where that black screen bug comes into play. So we want to do this a little bit faster just to make sure we don't get that bug. It costs you like 3 or 4 seconds if you don't get it. So we'll see if I can do it. But essentially we're going to be doing another damage cancel. And you know, when you're having a bottle of wine, you know, kicking back, having a nice dinner party with your friends Sokolov and Megan, what you want to do is grab a wine bottle, run over here, don't drop it, that's okay. Come over here, throw it at yourself, use this ability, run up this way, come over here, and we got the black screen bug. So I wasn't fast enough, unfortunately, I think, because I dropped the bottle. Also, it makes the autosave right there, so you can literally see what I'm doing. I'm literally throwing it at where Emily's going to teleport to when I start the briefing, and it hits her in the face and cancels it completely. It's great. Timing for Emily is a little bit tighter than Corvo, because Corvo can literally just phase through a wall in this area and get it perfectly okay. But Emily cannot do that.
How does that black bug happen to you then, like on an average basis?
It happens every time if you're not fast enough. Like right there, we did not get the black bug. It's kind of random. Not exactly. If you're fast enough, you'll get it. So theoretically, it should be 100% of the time, but I'm not very good at this game, so I would say 80% of the time I can skip it. But overall, it's not too bad. This mission, though, this is like probably the most annoying one if you're learning the game, because you can't quick save here. So you might have been seeing it, but I actually have a quick save quick load in this game, obviously, like a lot of other games. But however, sometimes I cannot save. You are not allowed to save the game either when it's you're not allowed to quick save the game when it's auto saving and when you're in combat. And with this mission, we are always in combat. So it's going to be kind of hard to explain everything, because I'm going to have to do the mission all over again every single time. And it's about 2 minutes. So I'm going to try my best to do this, but we'll see. So we're going to come over here, catch this. That's a rewire tool. We'll need that later on. I already messed that up. I'm going to restart that. And then we're going to do a bunny hop. So right over here, we need these rewiring tools because they allow us to disable the wall of lights so we can walk through them without getting burnt to a crisp. Grab that. Get a little bit of a jump right here. You can do another one if you want to, or you can do an F cancel, but depends. We rewire that. Do an F cancel to jump right over here. Aim right there. Do a block to not fall. Hold our bunny hop going. Sometimes you can literally just go all the way over here, no problem. Gonna aim up there. Make sure we see the railing so we can climb up there. Climb up there. Climb up here. Jump on this thing. Shoot Brianna. We're gonna block so we don't get any fall. Gonna come over here. We're gonna look all the way up. Get to it right about here. Do a clip. Hit this. Hit that. Block that. Get this key to open this door. Grab that Adamant solution. Come over here. 1, 2, 3, and then we come over here. You can do a little bit of a faster F cancel if you want. I'm just not doing that because I want to make sure that we have plenty of potions. We'll go right about here. Do another one. Gonna heal up. Drop down here, and that is the mission. So lots of stuff that is happening right over there. With this one, I'll try and explain it just a little bit slower now. So let's see if I can do this in a good way. So we're gonna come over here, grab the rewire tool. Gonna come over here, do a couple of bunny hops like this, looking good. Right over here, rewire it. We want to get through this quickly because sometimes they'll throw items at you, and those items will burn up there, and they'll burn you up as well. Sometimes if you don't hit that bench, you can literally jump and land like right here from the bunny hops. Come over here. There's another thing that you can do right here if you want to, where you literally just go like this. And then we want to jump on this window and then aim right about there. And what that does is it kills Brianna, and it also lets us do that. So what we're doing right there, I can't really explain it again because, you know, like you can see right now, I literally cannot save because I'm in combat. So what I do is I aim all the way up, I wedge myself in that corner, and then I back all the way up until I see the corner of that like glass case, and then I do the clip, and that sets me up so I can perfectly get through it. You hit this because that's the point of the mission is to get that. I grab the key right here, grab that solution for later on. I usually do one here, and then sometimes I'll do one depending on right there. Then we do his, and then we do some B humps all the way to the end. Again, all I'm doing right now is holding jump in space. You'll kind of lose a little bit of speed, but you could do an F cancel and you can get through that area really quick.
Let's go. Take me back to the dreadful whale.
It really just kind of depends on what you're comfortable with and what your mana is. Another runner, CR Death and Bernie, I think, do F cancels right there, which is where I'm leaping, and as I'm leaping I mash F, which cancels it out but gives you a bunch of horizontal speed, and then you can B-hop all the way through. It really just depends on what you want to do. So now we have another mission coming up. This is one of my more favorite ones. We have to go speak to Aramis Stilton. So we need to go talk to Sokolov over here. Oh, whoops. Haven't done that before.
I need to know.
Then we see this stuff. He tells us, oh, go talk to Aramis Stilton. We're gonna come over here. Again, same thing. So this area actually has a randomized puzzle. And you know how speedrunners love randomized puzzles. If you're doing this casually, normally what the game wants you to do is you either want to go to Vice Overseer Byrne or the leader of the Howler Gang, Paolo. And if you kill one of them and bring their body to the other Covenant's like thing, they'll give you the code for the door. Or you can do a letter. You can read a letter and deduce the puzzle yourself. Tally is in chat. If Tech doesn't mind, she can actually link the an image of the solution to the puzzle, which kind of shows what correlates to what, because it's a random answer every time, but there is a static way to figure it out quickly. So we vault over here. Now in this upcoming area we actually have also do a little leap over there. That wasn't a good one. Let's try that again. There we go. Grab this rewire tool. Come over here. Do that circuitry. I usually got that potion. Sometimes you have to block right there. And also, that's what happens if the guards go through it. That's what rewiring does. Come over here. Climb up here.
Dust from the mines.
Then we talk to Megan.
I've been doing.
I block right here so I don't get that fall animation. All right. So this is the heirloom puzzle. We have 5 names and we have 5 icons. We need to match up the name with the icon. How do we know which one to match it up with? I'll show you. Essentially, it doesn't matter the order. It just matters that the right name is connected with the actual picture. So we're gonna come over here. Oops, didn't mean to do that. That was a little brutal. We want to knock her out of the way. So we have to kill her because otherwise she doesn't let us input the codes properly. So let's try that again, the proper way. So right over here, hit that to open it up. Change that to Conti, so we press that 3 times, and then we can read the Jindosh puzzle. So we get this entire long thing right here, and all of these names are correlated to the same items positions. So for example, Finch is the first name on the 2nd row, so she is using the war medal. Then, so line 2 in paragraph 2 lines up with line 2 in paragraph 3. Technically, sometimes with war medal it shows up like this. Other times it'll be like right here if it's like diamond. So then we have the second name in line 2 right here, Natsuo, lined up with diamond. So we know it's Finch war medal, Natsuo diamond. So we come over here, Finch war medal, Natsuo diamond. So we know those 2 are correct. I usually do this, so I do 2 of them, look back, 2 of them, and then we finish the 3rd one off automatically. Because you're never going to have Marcola and Finch with both war medals. So we have Finch and Natsuo done. Come over here. Now this one's the easiest one, Marcola and Bird. So Marcola, Bird, same line 1. And then we come down here, we see Winslow. It's always going to be the 2nd one right here. So it's Marcola, Bird, Winslow, Snuff Tin. Right? Yes. So Marcola, Bird, Winslow, Snuff Tin. Right here, which leaves wait, hold on. No, that's Natsuo. I don't know what I'm doing. So Winslow, Snuff Tin. And right here, all right, hold on, I messed it up. So Finch war medal, Natsuo diamond. And then that leaves Conti ring. And if you look at the image that Nico was able to post, that shows the correlations in the colors. So it shows like which ones to do actually. And then you skip, again, almost the entirety of the level to go to Aramis Stilton's Manor. This area is very cool, by the way. So what we're going to be doing here is actually a lot of leaps. The reason is we actually don't have access to our powers because of lore reasons. So we can't do the far reach, or if we were playing as Corvo, we can't do the blink. So we need to rely on leaps to go fast and some other things. So this mission is kind of weird to explain, but basically we're going to have an item called a timepiece. It's going to allow us to bounce between 2 different realities. So the past and the present, and we can change this on a dime. So we don't have it just yet, but we come over through here. I'm going to unsheath my weapon. Can't use my power, so we come over here.
I feel drained
Do a
by
leap.
this place.
Jump onto this, come over here, cancel the animation, and then we run on over here. You can kind of do a leap right here, like if you want to. Whoops. And you get a little bit of a boost, but I usually don't do it. So coming here, there's a couple of ways that you can kill him. You can just drop down and immediately slash him, or you can shoot him. There's a way to do it with an incendiary bolt, but I don't really like that. So I come over here, drop down, and then you can't like she puts down her weapon. So what I do is I look away, and then I look back to him. And then we get this really long cutscene. This is really the only spot other than that harp area. I'm just gonna let's play out. Really only other area in the game that you just like do absolutely nothing. We can't speed this up. We can't skip this. We have to listen to him do his dialogue. What you can do though is you can have a little bit of fun. Also, you can get some health right there. But if you throw things, they throw for like half a second and then just hang out.
The void is not exactly a place, and it's much older and stranger than
No,
you
just
could ever
casually throwing some balls around. You also can't hit him here,
watches you from
which is kind of annoying because you can hit him in other cutscenes and it actually does stuff. So kind of unfortunate, but what can you do? Yeah, so this is like literally the only major downtime in the run. And it's the only part where I'm just like, all right, I'm ready. But here we go. This is our timepiece that we're going to get. I'm going to save right here. So in case I need to go back over anything, I can.
Go and watch the Duke and Delilah. See for yourself what they did.
So right now we need to do a couple of things. We need to incapacitate Aramis. He is the only person that we do. So now that's blocking us. Now it's not. Blocking us. Now it's not. Come over here and get ready. Oops. Blocking us. Now it's not. Come over here. Leap. Jump over here. It's canceling animations. I pull out my sleep dart and then I walk through here. Now normally what we want to do is we want to run straight forward and hit Aramis as he's walking around. This is really difficult. I usually go off to the left. I'm going to try to do it here. We have two of them. So if we miss one, we don't need to, kill the run. We can just use the other, but it's slow. So let's see if I get this. Run over here, come over here. And then did I hit him? I hit him. The way you know that you hit him is if that was blocked by a bunch of blood fly things, you didn't hit him. So glad we did that. And then we just come over here. And that's all we needed to do in that area. So that's pretty good. And then we're going to come over here. And then what we're going to do is we're going to access a secret part of the manor and find a ritual that says that the reason Delilah can't be killed is because she put her spirit in an effigy. I don't know why. I have nothing about the lore. So we come over here. And open the door. Walk through here. Hit this. And now we're on a timer. So we trigger that. There's usually a cutscene there, but we want to do stuff while in this area. So we're going to switch this part. Going to come all the way over here, and we're going to open these doors for a couple of reasons. We're going to open these two doors for a leap later on, and we want to make sure we can get it both ways. Also, we're killing that guy for a reason. I promise I'm not a murderer, but sometimes when you're doing the leap, you'll end up bumping onto him, which is bad. So right here, we just need to wait for this to finish. When we see that icon updates and the mission updates, then we can leave. You don't want to be too slow, and you don't want to miss this. Otherwise, you have to watch this entire thing over again. So we're going to come right over here. Going to come outside. Go back to the other world. Sheath our weapon. Jump over here. Sheath our weapon. And then do a leap. Sometimes if you get a bad one, you'll end up going down the other way, which is a little bit slower. But it's not that big of a deal. Come over here. And you guessed it. Another leap. Come over here. And now we are on to one of my favorite tricks in this entire game. And something that you can do as Emily and Corvo, just different ways. So, this is normally another outsider void thing that we can do. But that's slow. And this one's way more fun. So there's two ways to do this as Emily. I'm making sure that I have a quick save spot right here. What we're going to do, so we're going to come over here. We're going to aim down, lean. Whoops. Gotta do this a little bit faster. We're going to aim down, lean, and hold W. That gets us right here. Then we're going to block to fall right here. And then we're going to do an F cancel to get all the way over here. Then what we're going to do is we're going to activate this ability. And right when we see it, we're going to grip onto this. Now we're on top of this thing. We're going to jump down right here. Come over here. Do another clip. Whoops. All right, let's try that again. Gonna come right here if I can find it. Ah. This part is very weird because you don't have the best kind of positioning. There we go. And then we just leave that area. And we skip that entire thing. Now, let's say you don't want to do, let's say you don't want to do that clip for whatever reason. Okay, same thing, come over here, drop down here, and just do a cancel, and then just fall into the void. What you do is you end up right here, wait for him to spawn, shoot him, come over here, and just keep on going like this. Just continuously use, you end up right here, and then you end up in that same way. Unfortunately, that uses an extra incendiary bolt, which means if you get duped, which is something you'll learn about later on, then your run's pretty much not looking good. Oops. There we go. Come over here. F cancel. That's, again, you know where I'm canceling my attack. Aim right here. Right as I see it, I use it. Otherwise, you die. Come over here. Land right here. Look down. Ooh, I am missing this today. It's really hard because you have all this stuff in you and you're kind of just like trying to get it, and there we go.
The world contains more mysteries than I imagined.
So that's not the only out of bounds stuff that we're going to be doing on this split. We have another one coming up right here, which is a little bit more of a tricky one. And it's probably like the most noticeable out of bounds clip. Normally we've been like clipping through walls. We haven't really gone out of bounds per se. We've just been, you know, transferring to another floor. This one though, this one's very noticeable. So we come right here, come over here. Usually you can use that right here. That's fine. How many potions do I have? I have 6. I am doing great. So what we want to do is we want to clip right around this area. So we need to get this arc. If we look up, as you can see, like sometimes we'll catch that. This will not work. We won't be able to do it. We need it to look like this. So we need our hand to look like that. What we're going to do is we're going to do a clip out, and I'm going to hold D. If you don't hold D, you fall off the map. So we land on this. If you don't hold D, you fall all the way down there, which there's no coming back from that. So now we're onto this thing, and this is the most egregious out of bounds where we're like, this is pretty bad. So what we want to do is we want to clip down this way. So we line ourselves up like that. Also template, 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 template. And then we just do another clip. And then look, we're back here.
Are you ready to leave? The dust is
So I'll show that again really quick so you guys can see what it looks like strung together. Oh, whoops. This is this is the other out of bounds. Whoopsies. All right, let's try that again. Right here. F cancel. Don't want to do it too far, otherwise you fall off the edge and die. Do it right here. Take a little bit of damage. That's okay. Right over here. Land right about there. Miss it. That's okay. Let's try that again. Ah. It's really hard to do because you have to be in a good spot. And sometimes you just don't end up falling down onto it. Okay. I'm gonna do this one more time so I'm not using like 50 potions. Yeah, I hope you guys are all, you know, enjoying this so far. How you liking this run, Nico? You gonna pick it up for steering wheel percent? Oh, that's what happens if you go too far. But we almost saved it. Alright. Usually I can get this first try, but it's been a little while since I've done this, so that's, you know, what I'm going to blame it on. Here. There we go.
The world contains more mysteries than I imagined.
Can't imagine doing the Emily skips are going to be very fun. Again, you know, come over here.
Now to meet up with Sokolov.
Use this, cancel the falling animation. Come down right about there. Look down, hold right. Come over here, hold down. And sometimes you'll get right there. That's not the best, but just can land right there. And that is the mission. We bypass Hallow and Burn, and we're good to go. Also, Megan got her arm and eye back because we changed the past, which affected the present, but also created another timeline, and I have no idea. So now we are on Duke. This is one of the harder missions of the game, mission 8. This one is really annoying because we need to assassinate the Duke. However, he is in a random spot every time. Now, there's one spot where there is either him or his body double. We need to kill him. There is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 spots he can spawn, but there is always one spot that is guaranteed to have one of them. So it'll either be the Duke or his body double. If it's his body double, we're in trouble, and you lose a lot of time depending on where he is. Usually can kill your run, or it'll be him. There's always going to be at least one of them in there though, which is why it's the best spot. But it's always random. It's like 19 minutes into the run, and if you don't get like the best or the second best luck, you're usually losing a lot of time. So we're gonna come right here, but we gotta do a couple of things. I'm gonna try and go for a trick that I'm not super comfortable with yet, but it's another animation cancel. However, if you mess up, you die basically. Come over here. This is open now. Grab this bottle. Aim right about there. Throw that upwards. Ah, we didn't get it. Let's try that again. So what we're trying to do is, again, we're trying to throw it up and hit ourselves.
Another aristocratic boss.
Ah, let's see. I really do want to get it. However, if you throw it at like a bad angle,
Aristocratic boss living in a palace.
that should be good. Like that. So it hits us and skips us skipping the cutscene. However, if you mess up, you'll hit Megan and kill your run because they'll be aggro to you and she'll be knocked out. So, gotta be a little careful there with that one.
Should we head toward the palace?
I lost 40 seconds in my Corvo PV because I hit Megan in the face with a bottle and she passed out. So this upcoming trick is kind of new to me. Normally in the speedrun, what we do is we do a rewire to get past the wall of light, which is where we get that little spider razor tool thing and put it on the security panel, but we're gonna skip that. So first things first, aim up here, get a little bit of a bunny hop, cancel the fall animation. We need to grab some things here. I grab the Atomar solution and the incendiary bolts. Sometimes I'll grab the grenade if I'm like, if I need it maybe. Usually I don't, but it's just kind of force of habit at this point. Come over here. Again, do more cancels. Gonna climb up here. Aim right about there. Spam this tool. Ah, I fell. That's not great. Okay. Forgot to do one very important thing there. So let's try that again. This part is very hard. If we touch that wall, we die. If we get hit by those missiles, we die. If we fall on the railing, we die. There's so much that can go wrong, it's not even funny. And I hit that bit. That's fine. This is definitely one of the harder tricks and something that I'm not super comfortable with yet because I'm still learning it. Like, again, keep in mind, I'm really, really bad at this game. I have a 23-10 in Emily, records 21-43, I want to say. Someone can double check me in chat, the any % Emily record. So I'm like a little bit about 2 minutes behind, which is a lot in this game. So let's try that again.
At the palace.
Gonna aim up there, go through this way. Fall right here.
That's why they call it the black mark.
Atomar solution, incendiary bolts. Gonna come right over here. And then I'm gonna do an F cancel to get a bunch of speed. Get right up here. Jump up that way. Jump down this way. Get a potion. Don't want to fall into that. And we skip that entirely. So that is some very fun stuff that goes on. Now this one, you actually have a couple of options as to what you want to do here. I'll show you guys a few of the choices. So this is the first one that I normally do. I'm waiting to let me get a save. So jump up here. Whoops, let's try that again. So getting up onto the spawn is actually pretty difficult. The game just kind of is just like, oh no, you don't want to get up there. Like that. cancels it. There we go. We go right here. And then we do an F cancel and bunny up all the way over here. Another one that we can do. If the game will let me load my quick save. You can also vault up here, climb up here, knock this out of the way, sheath, and then do a leap. So those are the two main ways of doing it. Usually, though, on Corvo, you want to do a leap right here. But we're going to jump right over here, climb over here, again, do a little bit of a bunny hop, jump up here, jump up here. So this is where getting duped comes into play. We're going to head to his bedroom, and then we're going to head to Delilah's room, and then we're going to head to his office, then we're going to head to the garden, and then we're going to head to the throne room. If it's a throne room or garden, I usually reset. It's way too much time loss. So hopefully we'll get a bedroom. There will at least be one of them there. If it's the Duke, then we have to go the other way. So we're going to come over here. We're going to pull out our pistol. That breaks the door. We're going to set him on fire. And then we see the dialogue. So we did not get duped. If he says your soft life has come to an end decoy, that's the body double. But we killed the important person right here, which means we can come down here and we can celebrate because we didn't get duped, which is the best part of the speedrun. Then we come over here and look at this. Gonna get our thing lined up, flip through the wall, activate that right there so we can hit the trigger. Then we're going to go collect Delilah's soul so we can put it back into her and kill her once for good. But first, we're going to do another trick. We're going to grab this whale oil tank, which is explosive. I'm going to jump into the water. We're going to carry it over here. I don't know how Emily is doing this. These things are supposed to be heavy, and she's just swimming through the water. No problem. But we're going to come onto this light stand. Going to mantle up with it in our hands. And that's Megan. Normally there is like a 20-second long dialogue that you have to listen to, but we're going to skip that. How? Damage canceling. Drop right here, aim like this, stand right about here, and right when she starts talking,
You survived.
hits us and completely skips all of the dialogue. Because then otherwise, you know, our characters like, you know, the Duke is dead, long rules whoever comes next. That's annoying. We don't care about the story here. And now we are on the final mission, which is like a minute and 45 seconds long if you do it right. And one of my least favorite, because normally when I'm doing this, I have a bunch of adrenaline going through me because I'm like, oh god, I'm going to mess up and not PB. So, gonna come over here. We don't need to talk to Megan this time. We're just gonna, oh, whoops, I actually forgot something. Let's try that again. So we're going to do another damage cancel by grabbing this bottle. Didn't mean to shoot that off. When you end a level with 0 incendiary bolts, the game will always give you 1 on the next one. Or if you have multiple, then it gives you enough. We need 1 here at least. So what we're going to do is we're going to come over here. We're going to crouch in this corner. We are going to line our bottle or icon up with that thing. Then we're going to throw and activate this. And that skips the rest of our cutscene. And now we're moving on. So again, we're going to see some new stuff here, but the first things that we're going to be doing are more leaps and more F cancels. It's great. Yeah, the cutscene skips are great, especially if you are if you're used to watching TH1 runs. Oops, that's okay. Sometimes that happens. As you can see there, how many potions I have? I have plenty. As you can see there, sometimes they'll just be aiming up, and then she'll just like look down at that for some reason, like that, like right as you're about to do it. Otherwise, you just climb up here. So what we're gonna do is an F cancel and go all the way over here. I have never done that before, and let's try that again. You don't really get the best amount of control in this cutscene. You kind of just shoot all over the place. It's great. But yeah, fun fact, Dishonored 1 is 20 minutes of cutscenes and about 12 minutes of gameplay, which is why I don't run that game. But here we go. We end up over here. And then I usually like to do a leap right there. And now we're at the door. Usually I like to hit that at like 49, 50. And now we're coming to something called Tower Climb. Tower Climb is going to be basically us skipping a good majority of this level, shocking, by climbing a tower. Fun fact, there is a glitch on the older patches, but they're really, really slow. Or not slow, they're really unoptimized. So there's one glitch that makes this area faster, and it's the only useful spot in the entire game. So what we're going to do is we're going to climb up here. We're going to jump in a specific spot, because if you aim right here, as you can see, we don't really get much height. This fence blocks it. But if we kind of come here at a proper angle, we can get all the way up there, which is where we need to go. So we didn't get it, that's fine. Usually what we can just do then is come over here and just climb up that way. I'm going to do some healing. We don't have to worry about the dog. So I'll try and do this the best I can, but I have to show it all at the same time. So we back up, jump, use it, hold W, jump, hit back, hold W. Ah, we missed it. This one is like one of the hardest to learn when you're starting out, but once you like get it, you get it. Unfortunately, I'm like trying to teach it right now, and I'm not very good, so I can get it. Ah. Basically, what we're trying to do is we're trying to land on these platforms that the game does not want us to land on. Ah, I'm not surprised that one didn't work. And then we jump all the way over there. So let me kind of focus up here. And unfortunately, the game just is not very friendly about this. You can get this first one pretty easily, but this one is kind of difficult because sometimes it just doesn't work. You can also do a lot of other glitches like this. But like as you can see, we're landing on it and then we're not holding on to it. I'm trying to look for an icon. So you see here, that's not good because we can't get up there. We need to back up and then jump, because if you can see, it lands us like right there. And you can't quick save here because if you quick load it, you'll fall off. So we need to get that same thing right here. There we go. Then we aim right all the way up there. And now normally when we get here, we get a cutscene where Delilah threatens to kill us. How surprising. So what we do is we do a big jump, we take damage, and then we're good. We don't get the cutscene. Then we come over here, right over here, 5, pull out the heart, do a little zappy zap, come over here, go into the magical portal, and then what we're going to do is we're going to kill Delilah. Delilah is not down there. That is not Delilah. That is a fake, a cop-out. She's pranking you guys. What we do, we come over here, aim there, and Delilah was up there and we hit her and burned her. And we come through here, and look at that. Time ends when we finish and we save our father. So we finish that, revive our father, Corvo Itano, the man, the myth, the legend. And then that is Dishonored 2 any percent Emily. So that last shot onto Delilah is pretty easy to miss, so you have to be kind of careful. I have done runs where I've gone up to this point, I shot Delilah and missed.
What happened?
Which isn't fun. And also, the ending doesn't show up because if you do tower climb, it breaks the game and we get a soft block. But it's okay because it's after the run, so we don't need to worry about seeing the actual cutscene where we see the consequences of our actions. So yeah, that was any percent Emily. And now, this should be fun to do, we're going to be going over any percent Corvo. Because Corvo has his own ability, which is pretty good. I'm going to load up here right now. No, I don't want to overwrite that. Whoops. I'm going to load up my Corvo save right here. So mission 1 is exactly the same as Emily because we have the similar powers. So I'm going to be breezing through this one pretty quick because, again, same thing. So what we're going to do is we're going to run through these windows, get the quick vaults, talk to Alexi, grab this bottle, jump down here, come over here, open that door, throw the bottle at him, assassinate Ramsey, sheath our weapon, look at him, pick up the ring, skip the cutscene. Over here, jump onto this door, jump onto this railing. And then the first noticeable change is going to be coming up here that I'll try and show you guys, is we actually have a different bottle skip. So because they have different hitboxes in different places where they're positioned, we can actually come down here and wait for it to let me save. Just gotta lose their focus. All right. So there's a couple of balls and things that we can grab. I'm gonna grab this one. So what we want to do is we want to stand right over here and let's see if I get it. Yes, first try. So this one is kind of as simple as it looks. Literally grab this, stand a little far away, make sure you're looking at it, and bam. We skip that easily. No crouching or no looking down and leaning. It's literally just pick up the bottle, stand far away a little bit, throw and grab. And then you pick it up and you don't have to do this super long animation that I'll show you guys. See, it skips doing all of this, which is why it's really important.
More. How many people had forgotten this mask?
Yeah, so way faster. And then right over here.
Sokolov made this lock.
So again, we're gonna be doing the same exact leap as last time because there aren't that many differences regarding this kind of stuff. The good thing about Corvo is that with his ability,
I don't know that ship, but maybe the captain can help.
With his ability, we actually do a lot more leaps. So if you like leaps, we do a lot of them.
Lord protect.
Let's go.
Because with his ability, with Emily's, you get momentum. Because it acts like a grappling hook where it flings her into a direction. With Corvo's, it's a blink, which means he teleports. So it's immediate and he doesn't carry the momentum. So he can't B-hop out of it. And he can't F-cancel. And he can't do the same clip-outs as Emily. So we do a couple of different things here.
Something's not right.
And the first thing that I'm going to try and do, because it's a lot easier on Corvo than Emily, is the hard cutscene skip. I'll try it a few times. I don't want to have everybody here watching me fail over and over because that's not fun for anybody, including myself. But we'll see if we can get it.
I felt this so long ago. The void. It was still there all along.
So we're going to see the immediate differences in pathing right here. Blink, blink, blink. I'm going to save right here. Blink right here. Going to use this. Let's see if I get it. Ah, we almost got it. That's fine. So let's try that again. So what we're going to do is we're landing on that thing. We're going to bounce off of it and kind of get some speed. Oh, whoops. There we go. So if you remember, we usually have to go down there and get a heart from the podium that we got as Emily and get a little cutscene. However, if we do that, where what you do is you fling yourself with a leap, you catch the edge, you go forward, you catch the other edge, and then you just teleport easily over. So that's what the heart cutscene skips looks like. Emily can do it as well, however, nobody does it in their runs. It's just known that she can do it. And then same thing right here. We get agility right there. Grab the crossbow. He gets a little bit of a different one, so if you guys wanted some variety. Now, with Corvo, his blinks, we're going to be using a lot more. So his mana route is much tighter in comparison. With Emily, it's pretty difficult to run out of mana because just you don't use it as much as Corvo. With Corvo, you're doing it constantly because you need to. Corvo isn't that much faster, or that much slower. Record, I think, is like 13 seconds off from Emily, but his definitely is a lot harder in that regard. So the biggest difference is going to be here. Because his ability isn't as good, we're going to be using a lot more leaps. And the first one that is going to be the big change is going to be this area coming up. So we're going to come over here. I'm going to make sure I quick save. Gotta wait for it to pop up. bottom right. There we go. First one right here. Head over here. Come over here. Grab this. Oh, I want to try that again. So again, we don't have the far reach ability, which means we don't have the F cancels. Doesn't work with him. So we do a leap right here. If you don't make it, you can just blink right there. It's not a big deal. You get a little less height, which isn't great, and you don't go as far. But it doesn't really matter too much. You come over here. Let's try that again. This one is kind of a hard leap because you have to be holding sprint. Normally, if you just hold spacebar and hilt your weapon, you just go farther. The sprint doesn't do anything about it. Except for this one, because if you do it, normally you just don't go anywhere because you hit this railing. I'm not hitting it. Normally you can hit it and you just bounce, 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 lay on the railing and vault up. I'm going to do it one more time. Something important to note is with Cuervo's blink ability, you can kind of a little bit more easily go up things. You have a little bit more vertical control of how you use your ability compared to Emily's. That was just way off. And not good enough. I'll give it one more try and then we'll do it the plebeian strategy. But it does make this part a little bit easier because it's a little bit more better to catch yourself if you're slipping down the cliff. You can usually kind of get up there. That was almost a good leap. There we go. But I hit the corner. Can't say that. So that's what that looks like. You just gain a huge amount of speed if you hit the right angle, and you can just usually bounce off of the railings and get there. Also, sometimes these guys can get in your way. I keep on hitting like the bad angles, but that's okay. You guys got the concept of it. Usually what you can do is you can bounce off this and you don't actually have to do this leap. But leap works just as well. Come over here, come over here. Grab the crank thing instead of the carriage door, and you are on to mission 3. So here is a level that's going to be very different from what you guys saw as Emily, because we cannot clip downwards with Cuervo. So because of that, we have to do the section a little bit like differently. It's not that much slower, but it's not the same. So get ready for some minor differences. That's kind of this in the entirety of Cuervo. It's just minor things, but you still have to do a vastly different strategy. I'm going to save right here. First things first, come over here, sheath our weapon. We're going to do a leap off that side. We're going to sheath our weapon here. Climb up here, cancel the animation. Climb up here, sheath our weapon. Do a leap, vault up, get stuck on that, unsheath our weapon. And what we're going to do is we're going to come into Hypatia's office. Same thing. Oops. Grab the key, grab the Adamire solutions, come over here, leap and block at the same time, or blink and block at the same time. Come over here, grab this, vault over this way, use our abilities, or our powers to get that. Come over here, come over here. There is another strategy to this bottle, but I don't use it just yet. That's fine. Where you do a chloroform attack onto her, and it's like a little bit faster.
The secret to your first serum
and grab this, grab this. Come over here. Again, you guys know what we're doing. We're leaping. Or not, we're not leaping. But you leap down there, you climb onto the thing, and then you end the mission. Let's do that a little bit more cleanly now. I would say Cuervo's is a little bit more comfy than Emily's, just with how his power works. Before leaps were discovered, his was actually kind of like the more popular one, because it's essentially was just like playing really well with blinks and very similar to Dishonored 1. But then we found leaps and it's like, oh, okay, we can just do so much great stuff. So again, get our abilities. block to cancel that fall animation. Bounce it off her. That should work. There we go. Kill her with the pistol and the bolt. Grab these potions.
The monster had to die.
Destroy that tower. Land right here. Swim up onto this thing. You can't really blink up onto it very easily, but you don't lose that much time. Then there we go. That was Corvo on mission 3. So, not too much of a difference,
Yes.
but still enough to actually like be just a teeny bit faster. And if you're learning Emily, it's going to be a bit of a curve and adjustment period. All right, so now we are heading over to Kieran Jindosh. If you remember this is the level where we have to save Sokolov. Again, this one has some very minor differences, but not a bunch of them. Very common thing that you're going to be hearing from me about Corvo. Over here, blink.
Ready?
We should head out.
All right, let's get underway.
Also, this animation right here, because it's slower than Emily's, that's why we use Emily and no powers and not Corvo. Now, like, if you were doing a marathon or something like that, or where that didn't matter too much, you could do a bid war between them or something like that, but we're not going to be doing that here. And, you know, during PBs, it's at least, I was told, more than 15 seconds, which is a lot in the scan. So, back onto mission 4, the Clockwork Mansion. This one's already going to be a little bit different. We're going to jump up here. We're going to sheath our weapon, climb up here, do a quick vault right here, do a leap, vault over, hit this ceiling, hit that, come over here, land right there, break this, same thing, get that potion. Again, we really do need those. And we're going to jump right up here, grab this. I'm not going to get both kicks. That's fine. Normally you can kick both of them if you're fast enough, but it's not that big of a deal. And also, if you kick both of them off, you usually get that Sokolov glitch I mentioned earlier where that ashtray freaks out and just basically kills you. Because it hits Sokolov and it makes it so you can't pick him up. Wow, that was weird. I've never seen that happen. Alright, so same thing. Leap. Exactly the same. And that was what I was talking about, where sometimes you'll take damage. Leap again. Sheath our weapon. We don't want to jump too close to those railings, otherwise we'll mantle them. And now we're in the Clockwork Mansion. So this one is going to look not very different, but it's going to look pretty different from what you guys saw. Because we can't do the clip through the ceiling, we're going to be doing this a little bit differently. We also have different mana management as well.
All right, I need to
so first things first, I grabbed this one for safety. Usually you don't grab that. Gonna hit that. Whoops, let's try that again. Don't know if I hit a quick save there, so. Do that one more time.
All right, I need to eliminate Jindosh and find Anton Sokolov.
Grab this, hit this, jump up, you crash through the window, grab this,
Something like this.
vaults here, come over here, pull this out, hit that, blow it up, blink right here, come over here, grab that. Again, we're on a timer because we don't want Jindosh to hit the elevator. Come over here, come over here, stand still. Oh, that's fine. Good thing is you can just fire right there. Welcome to the final mystery, Jindosh. And then come over here, blink right there. So what we're gonna do is this is a little bit different. We're gonna blink, slide, wait till we can get down, blink, use this. Gonna use that, gonna use that. Gonna come over here, break that, hit Sokolov with the arrow in the butt. Come over here, wait for this to get to a specific spot. Right about there is good. Jump on here, come over here. I grab that potion for safety sometimes, depends on how I'm feeling. Do a couple of blinks. We're pretty slow with Sokolov, and we can't use the bunny hop strategy, so we do a lot of blinks here. Like I said, this is where you see the big differences, because normally we just bunny hop here and we barely use our powers. There we go. And that is saving Sokolov part 1. This next one, we're actually going to do a leap with Sokolov. Haven't practiced this too much, but we'll see how it goes. But yes, you can do leaps while you're carrying bodies. It's very fun. So we head back there. Don't forget to skip the cutscenes. And let's see if we got the glitch. No, we're good. So sometimes you'll turn around and he'll just be standing up like that. So first thing you want to do, unsheath your weapon and then pick him up. Otherwise you can't do a leap and you can't sheath your weapon while you're holding something. Gonna fall over here, gonna climb on over here. And boom. We are good to go. I'll see if I can do it from here. Yeah, he's fine, guys. And that is Corvo's mission 4. Now this area is with Delilah and all that stuff. Yeah, you just yeet him into the water. He's fine, guys. You saw him. He's okay. So this is exactly the same as Emily. Nothing is going to change here. We're going to try and go for the skips to skip the boring parts, which is always my favorite type of tricks when it's just stuff like this, where you just skip the boring sections. You don't skip anything interesting whatsoever. You just skip the story. And we're good. Just fall here a couple of times. That's okay. And then we're good.
It was her. Delilah's line. She broke it.
As you can see, the hitbox for the floor is there before it actually shows up, so that's what we do there. And then we have this. Your mother kicked off while you were out begging. She's another bag of bones now, girl. What? No. Her sentence is served and she'll be tossed out with the others. You can't stay here anymore. Feels bad, man.
This is true, and how much is Delilah's
And that is that area. So again, nothing special too much. Just kind of an auto-scroller. So, this is the Brianna mission that I mentioned that has the black screen skip. We're going to be doing our first clip out as Corvo on this level, if I can land it. And this is to skip the blank screen. So, normally you see me go up the stairs and go out and all that stuff. That's slow, and you know, Corvo doesn't have time for that. He has to save his daughter. So, same thing. Grab this bottle, come over here, throw it, use this, climb on over here, climb out here, and we skip the black screen. So, show you guys that again. This one. So, come over here, grab the bottle, and again, throw it, and try that again. Not what I meant to do. But basically, we can clip out of this area because of how our power works. So what we do is we teleport over here, and then we jump onto this. So what we're doing is we're wedging ourselves up right here. We use that, we lean, and then we're out. We can come over here, and it skips this. Oh, we didn't get the black screen. That's fine.
We'll take the skip.
And then it skips that blank screen, and it's also a little bit faster.
There is a small dock in Syria Gardens, close to the conservatory. That's as far as I can take you. Ready to go?
So this level is actually pretty different, mainly due to the fact that we need to get down to the basement, but we don't actually have our out of bounds clip. So we can't clip through the floor. We actually had to do it manually. So we need to do a few extra things. So again, I will be constantly in combat this entire time, so I really won't be able to show this off as much as I would like to show it off, but I'll do my best. So same thing first, come over here, rewire tool. We need to do a leap, so we sheath, come over here. We're gonna blink over here. We're gonna do a leap off of that, come over here. And come over here, sheath our weapon, come right here, do a leap, land up here, bump that lady, that's okay, apologies. And then we're going to come right about here, come over here, and then this is an annoying part. Let's see if I get it. There we go. Sometimes she'll teleport away, which is really bad. So we walk over there, shoot her in the face, drop down here, cancel these. And we're going to come over here. Over here. Because Corvo's usually more important, I usually check my potions right here. I have 5, which is good. Grab that. Grab that key. Or you don't need to grab that key, but I just kind of grab it by habit. Then we come over down here. This is kind of the same. I come over here, though, and grab that potion. And then we want to do another leap. So I come over here. I usually do this one. And then we just go all the way over here. So that's basically that main mission. I don't think I need to show it over again, but that's what that looks like. So when you can't do this clip, you have to go into her office and grab the key from her desk and then go down to the basement area. Corvo is very fun because you do so many different leaps. I definitely think if you like doing that like I do, then you'll like Corvo more than Emily. But I would say if you are interested in starting this game, you can do either character. I would recommend Emily, however. Just a little bit more comfortable for myself. In my opinion, I feel like it's a little bit more interesting for a newcomer. Because, you know, everyone's like, oh, it's just a blink, it's not very cool. But Corvo's is a very nice ability. You also don't have to worry about mana management as much. So again, this area is pretty much relatively the same. The main reason it's so similar is due to the fact that we don't have our power. And we also... we don't have our power as Emily or Corvo, so you do the same strategies. And also this beginning area, you don't really do much. The only part of it that's different is the out of bounds clip into that void area and a few other things. But usually that's at the very end.
Welcome in, Raiders from Chad Forson's stream. Welcome into DemonicRobots workshop for Dishonored 2. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask him.
Yes. Hey everyone, hope you're all doing well. You guys are coming in kind of in the middle of the explanation, so you guys are going to be missing a lot here. But I can go over leaps again, so everyone is on the same page for that in a little bit. But welcome. We've been doing a tutorial, kind of a tutorial, more of a showcase on the inner workings of the speedrun. And right now we're coming up to an RNG puzzle. So what we need to do is we need to match up these names with the right icons. So we have to read this page, and this is always random. So what we do is we do the second line, second paragraph with the second line item. So Finch Snuff Tin. Then we do the second name in the second paragraph, Natsuo, with the third line, Diamond. So we have Finch Snuff and then Natsuo Diamond. So Finch Snuff, which is that, Natsuo Diamond. Come over here, match up this name with this one, Conti Bird. And then we have Marcola, the very last name here, Marcola with a second item, ring. So Conti Bird, Marcola ring. So Conti Bird, Marcola ring, which means Winslow is War Metal. And Nico just posted the actual solution right there that shows which one's lined up. This order doesn't actually matter. As long as the names are matched up with the icons, then it works totally okay. So, in this game, there's something called leaps. When you unsheath your weapon as you are in a animation and you hold your jump, you gain an insane amount of speed forward. So you basically just leap super far into it. So we use this in a couple of different areas. This is one of them, for example. So we have this right here. What we're going to do is, see this, we climb up like that. If we pull out our weapon, we actually skip the animation. Let's see if I can find a better example. So right here, like that. And if we hold space while we're doing it, we get launched all the way forward, which is very cool. We can come over here. You can kind of want to be careful because you'll either bump that ceiling or bump that, so you have to kind of find the best spot for it. I'll show you guys another path if you don't want to do this.
Stilton's manor is falling.
Yeah, so see, we just skipped that entire animation. Like that right there. That's slow. We don't like going slow. Do that, and we come over here. Another thing you can do is you can come up these stairs, and then I usually will come over here, climb up here, do a leap right there, and you get a little bit extra height. Also, again, we gotta kill this guy.
That's Stilton.
There we go. So I look away because otherwise he won't aim at them immediately. He'll like put his guns down. So you have to like flick it. So you COD players, you'll know that perfectly. Also, you can do this.
Part of this house never left that evening.
No, he's just having a good time floating. No big deal. You guys came at the worst time because there's really nothing we can do here. This is the only downtime in the entire game except for one other area, and that one area is like 20 seconds compared to, I think it's like a minute 10. So really not a whole lot. He's giving us an exposition jump, but you know, what speedrunner actually cares about the story of a game, right? We just want to go fast, and we have no other way to skip this. So this area, we are going to be bouncing back between two realities, past and present. We use a timepiece in order to navigate these at the blink of an eye. So there's going to be two different realities that we're going to be going through. For example, this is blocked in the present. However, in the past, it's not. So we have to like come over here because in the past, this door is blocked. So we find this sweet area and then we go through. That's a big common theme. So I'll show you guys it right here.
Delilah. See for yourself what they did.
This area is really cool casually, and of course, as a speedrun, we skip all the good stuff.
By the void.
So, right there, we skip between multiple realities. Come over here. Use this. Sheath it. Come over here. Whoops. Let's try that again. Do a leap right here. Come over here. And use this. Now we need to knock out Aramis. This is actually the only target we don't kill. So we are going to knock him out with a sleeping dart. This shot is pretty difficult because there's an invisible wall. The pillar's hitbox extends out further. So we'll see if I get this. And we got it. Nice. You'll know I got it because that door will not be blocked. If we didn't get it, then there would be a bunch of blood fly things. So we just changed the past, or we just changed the present by going back in time, but it's still the same timeline. It's not a multi-dimensional thing. It's kind of like they're layered on top of each other. And again, I have no idea. I cannot explain it. So we break this. Right now what we're doing is we're setting up for a leap. So we trigger that cutscene, and while that's going, we come out this way. And we need to open these two doors, so when we get a leap later on, it doesn't matter if it sends us onto the top floor or the bottom floor. However, we are on a timer right here, so we want to open those doors as quick as possible, otherwise we miss the cutscene. Also, there is a reason I killed that guy, you'll see here in a minute. And there, we got it. So we need this to trigger, we need to stand close to it. If we go out of range, then it doesn't work. So the reason we kill that guy is because in this upcoming leap, if you do it, ooh, okay, I thought I went too quick. If we do the leap, sometimes Corvo and Emily will be psychopaths and just straight up knock the guy out. So we just be straight up psychopaths before that. So come over here. We got another leap, boys. Now, if you remember, when I was doing Emily, we clicked out of bounds and we skipped this void. We can do that as Corvo too, despite not having the same power. We just have to do it in a different way. So Corvo and Emily can skip both of this. So normally you hit that thing and you go into the void and it's just a mess. However, what we do here is we line ourselves up and we're out of bounds. So let me show you guys that again. Make sure I did like a proper quick save. Yeah, I did. So what we do is we crouch, we wedge ourselves in this corner right here, we look this way, We activate our ability. We lean. We aim like right about there. And it disposes us right back here. And then we block. We fall right here. Then we blink over here. I pull out my abilities. We fall into the void, which respawns us right here. Come over here. Wait for him to spawn. Shoot him. Come over here. And we activate this trigger a bunch of times. Literally all I'm doing right now is spamming the use key. And eventually we come over here, blink, return. And we skip a good portion of that dialogue. It's slower than Emily's, but it's more fun to do. It looks kind of cool and wonky, and overall it's a pretty good skip. So coming up right now, normally we would do an out of bounds, but because we're playing as Corvo, we're going to do a leap.
Back to the skiff. Sokolov should be waiting.
So we need to go all the way over there, and we need to do it the unfun way of not going out of bounds. On Emily, you can go out of bounds here, but we're going to do the Corvo strategy. Where we do a leap right there, and we run down here. Now the good thing is, because Corvo has a worse mono route, we actually can grab that extra potion, which is really good.
Are you ready to leave?
Then we talk to Anton Sokolov, and we are good to go on Aramis's level. And now we are going to Duke's, which Duke is a little bit of a mess for me because I'm still practicing it and I really need to work on it. But to tell you raiders what it's about, there is a man that we need to kill. We need to kill him, and he has himself, you know, him, and a body double. So look exactly the same, no way to tell. They can spawn in random locations. However, there will always be one of them in the quickest spot, which is the bedroom. So we go to the bedroom first because there's always going to be one guaranteed to be there out of the 5 spots. However, it is random if it is the actual Duke himself or if it's his body double. If it's body double, then it's slow and we have to go find the other Duke in one of the other spots, and you can lose like 45 seconds to a minute. Not very fun. So when you're speedrunning, you hope that he is in the bedroom because then you can just go to the end of the mission rather than trying to search him out. It's also bad if he's in some of the further spots because we actually need to loot a key off of his body because, again, we don't have an out of bounds trick. But first, we are going to do something a little bit different. So we're going to do another animation cancel. In this game, if you take damage while you are doing an animation or cutscene, the game finishes the animation immediately and continues on. So we can do something like this where we grab this bottle, and what we're going to do is we're setting it up to hit ourselves while we're getting into the cutscene position. Like that. Right over here, come over here. We can leap off of that, come over here to the skiff, and we're good.
Ready to visit the Duke?
Let's go.
So sometimes you can knock out Megan there. In my Corvo PV, I did that. Not very fun, let me tell you. And it's the funny thing because we are literally skipping ourselves having to skip the cutscene. So it's a skip within a skip. Make sure you keep track of that. So now we are on the Duke mission. So we have to do a few things here. We need to get past a wall of light without a rewire tool, which is very interesting. So what we're going to do is we're going to do a leap right here by climbing up onto this railing. Whoops, let's try that again. We're going to do a leap right here, if I can catch it. This is kind of awkward. There we go. And then we're going to come over here. We're going to leap up here, follow up this way. I do this like really badly. The speedrunners, the actual like good speedrunners can do this like perfectly, but I can't. So we're going to take a death right there. That's okay. We essentially need to fly upwards and then climb onto that thing, that like little wall, and then jump over the super tall wall of light. Fun stuff.
Too much chance a grand guard catches on to us.
This area is like surprisingly difficult because that can happen. You can get spotted by a spotlight, you can land on the electric railing and die, you can get hit by a guard and lose your momentum and lose a bunch of time, and it's not very easy. And it's again one of those things where it barely saves time, but so important. So we climb up here. Come over here. Ah, I hit the wall light. So again, it's kind of an invisible wall and it extends a little bit higher than it shows. So it's really hard to tell if you're actually getting it or not. I am not a good speedrunner. I'll say that any day of the week. CR Death has been doing this game for like forever. And we got it. So that's what that looks like when you do it correctly. So now we are going to be doing another leap, but we're also going to be chaining it into our blink in order to gain some height. This is really the only time we do this in this kind of like specific way. So we'll see how it goes. I'm going to save right here. Make sure I have my save. There we go. I'm going to come over here. I'm going to leap off of this. If I can get it. That's good enough. Usually you can get a really good height, but that's going to be perfect for what we need. And how many do I have? I have 8. I have plenty. So, come over here. We need to do a leap off this.
The palace. Maybe I
Over
can
here.
find another way to neutralize the Duke.
So let's see if we get Duke. We'll know the bedroom's down here. If he says something along the lines of, your father would have been upset with you.
Life is over.
Nope.
Decoy.
We can still grab the key though. That's fine. So there's a couple areas. He can be here, not here. We'll know if we see red guards instead of blue guards. Nope.
The old Duke could only see this. Wasteful.
We got the worst luck. Awesome. So the worst luck is this throne room because we have to do a bunch of other stuff to get here. So, ah, damn. Didn't mean to fall there. That's okay though. So that floor right there, the floor is lava. If you touch it, you'd literally die. So what we're going to do is we have to actually shut it off by landing on some of the other stuff. Grab that. Good thing is though, we know where it is, so we can kind of just run there no problem. Howdy gentlemen. Hope you're all having a good day so far. Gonna do this. We're gonna land right here. Land there. Land. Ah! Had to be quicker. I wonder why that's hitting me. You don't have a whole lot of time in order to do it, and it's just not easy to actually unlock. Let's try this again. Also, that was a very interesting animation texture. Yeah, normally you get this in a speed run. I'm gonna save like right about here. I wonder if we could just go this way. Usually, the reason I actually don't know is because I never come this way. Yeah. There we go. So now he's dead. Just need to head over to the actual safe room. And then we can't do the clip, so we drop down here. We don't want to go very close because otherwise that thing will hurt us. It's the same thing that kills us, so very fun, as like earlier over there. Jump down here. Then we gotta collect Delilah's spirit. Again, this is the lady we're trying to murder. We're putting her spirit back in her body in order to stab her in the face. It's great. And then we have a little bit of a dialogue skip coming up here, so we need this. Gonna take it with us.
Soldiers for himself. That should do it.
So what we're gonna do is we're gonna swim onto this buoy because we can get onto the boat quicker. Gonna do a quick save right there. Jump onto the boat. We're gonna drop that right about there. That looks good.
You survived. All right, as you want.
And there we go. We skipped the dialogue. So now we are on to the final mission. Now this is gonna look a little bit similar to Emily's, but it's gonna have more leaps. That's right. That's the kind of the name of the game with Corvo. So let's see how this works. I'm going to double check my supplies. Normally I wouldn't do this during a speed run. I would just assume. I want to make sure we're good for this. 2 potions, 7 that. We have 1 arrow. That's exactly what we need. So we grab that, come over here, lean, do that, where we activate our ability to clip out, and then throw that and activate that at the same time, and that's going to skip him putting on his mask. So literally what I did there is I literally crouched, held my ability, leaned, and used it, and it just pushes you out. It's great. And now this one does have its own version of the tower climb, but Corvo's is a little bit different. I don't want to say it's easier, because it's not, but it's just a little bit of a different setup. I'm going to do a leap here. Normally you can bounce off that, and you can just come over here, but that's okay. We'll do a leap off of this. Perfect. Normally, when you're playing as Corvo and you're really good, you have, like, no mana here. You literally cannot, like, miss a blink. I'm glad you're liking it so far, Chad. Coming up onto this next area, we're going to be doing something called a tower climb. So we don't want to go into the inside of the actual tower. We want to basically just scale it on the outside and just not worry about it. Funny thing is, we actually have a very similar trick called an elevator climb in Dishonored 1. So literally, we just have this in both games, and it's kind of hilarious. Because you actually skip this area as well like that. So we come over here. What we need to do is we need to jump in a specific spot so we get our blink over the side of the railing. Come over here. Climb up here. Over here. Okay. Wait for this quick save. There we go. So we needed to aim up, back up, jump. Get on here. Here and here. Here. Alright. Made that. I'm gonna jump up here, jump down, or do a double jump, because this will skip this hard cutscene. Gonna come over here, do a leap, come over here. We're going to activate our heart to put Delilah's spirit back in her body.
So she'd replace all the world with this.
And come over here, do a very specific shot. She's actually up there. Ooh, we missed it. That's okay. Yeah, the main problem with Dishonored 1 is there's 20 minutes of cutscenes.
Replace all the world with this.
Because you can't skip them. But you can skip these ones. And that's Delilah dead. Come over here, activate the painting. And boom, we have saved our daughter and her kingdom. And we did it, usually in the speedrun, about 25 minutes.
Emily.
So, pretty good time to save a nation, right? But that was Corvo's route. So, I hope you all enjoyed that. The good thing is you don't have to worry about spoilers because, wait for it, the game soft locks if you do the tower climb, and therefore you don't get the cutscene endings. But, you know, because we stopped timer before that, it's A-okay. So, I hope everybody enjoyed this little showcase. I appreciate Thunderthon for allowing me the spotlight in order to do so. I hope you guys learned a little bit about how, you know, some of the more tech-heavy speedruns work. If you are interested in speedrunning this game, we have a Discord for both Dishonored 1, Dishonored 2, Death of the Outsider, and all of the DLCs for Dishonored 1 as well. There are so many people in there, and there's so many resources, and pretty much anybody will help you if you're interested in running this game. You can ask me, you can ask a lot of the other active runners, all of that good stuff. But thank you guys so much for letting me do the showcase. And yeah, I'm going to pass it back to Nico, and I hope you guys had a good time with this workshop.
Thank you so much, DemonicRobots. That was awesome to watch. That was awesome, dude.
You are more than welcome.
Congratulations on all the commentary and all of the the showcase was brilliant, dude. Congratulations.
Thank you.
So we're probably going to be wrapping up raiding very, very soon. We're just going to be looking for a raider to see who we can bring you guys over to. I'm just going to communicate with that person now. Okay, so guys, if you want to watch some more second strikes, we do have a lot more of them coming up very, very soon. If you go into our Discord, we have an event calendar for what is coming up soon. 28th of September at 10 AM Mountain Time, we're doing the Running Dead tournament where a lot of people are going to be going heads on heads, doing Resident Evil 3 Nemesis percent. That is going to be intense. On September 30th at 6 PM Mountain Time, we have a mentored run of Metal Gear Solid 2 from D-Limes13, who's going to be teaching Chad Forson, our raider today. there is some more runs being announced very, very soon, so please keep your eyes peeled for the Discord and the Twitter. I think it's time to raid. Let's see who we're going to be raiding. It is this person. We are going to be raiding Soph today. Soph is doing Final Fantasy X, so please go and show her the supports. We'll see you guys very, very soon. Take it easy, everyone, and have a good day.